Welcome to this Grimdark Take 1, where we delve into the Anvil of Apotheosis, where we take old models, forgotten special characters, and custom built characters, and bring them to life on the table. Today on the Anvil of Apotheosis, we look at Dechala, a champion of Slaanesh, from 5th edition. Dechala is a mistress of the Tormentors, one of the greatest Slaanesh warbands ever to roam the Chaos Wastes. She is as cruel as she is beautiful, and as pitiless as she is beguiling. The earliest records towards the ravages of Dechala reach down through the earliest of centuries. Some say she was blessed by the great age of Slaanesh, and others legends of her once being a high elf princess. Dechala has been mutated beyond all recognition, making her more than a creature of chaos, but akin to a demon more than a mortal. Her skin is still smooth and milk white, but her body has been replaced with a sinuous body of a snake. Her multi-headed tail strikes like a crack of a whip and drips with the poison of chaos. Her multitudes of arms, each grasping a heavy blade, will cut down many opponents, causing pain and pleasure as Slaanesh wills. In old world fantasy, Dechala the Denied One was a 355 point character. She wore chaos armor and had multiple swords. In doing so, she also had the many arm rule, which gave her an additional attack, pushing her up to 6 attacks with her weapons. In doing so, she also wore chaos armor, which was the typical 4+. She has the Mark of Slaanesh, which then gave her immune to psychology and break test, and then had a hatred toward everything Khorne. Then, just like other things such as war dancers and other masked special character from the New Rules that also has an endless dance, she would then get to choose which fighting style, giving her bonuses depending on what situation you were in. This would be changed to a simplified endless dance for the masquerade. This finally leaves her with her elixir of damnation, the poison of chaos that comes out of her snake tail that she uses to strike her opponents and coat her weapons, allows them not to strike back after being poisoned, either by shooting, close combat, or offensive spells. This is what kept her alive all these years. For this Anvil of Apotheosis, we were doing a champion level mortal with the keyword of Slaanesh. One thing to make sure is if you're doing a mortal or demon of Slaanesh, there are certain rules that will contradict each other, like the Hedonite keyword. Certain things work for Hedonite demons only, so you will not get the target unit cannot pile in, but in doing so, you could also have a host, and the heroes of that host can have certain relics. So just something to watch out for. To go over the basic builds before getting into more detail, she is 20 points, Mortal of Slaanesh being 4. We gave her the commander ability to be more of a general and not really a caster or a priest. Gave her lead the attack because Slaanesh has a lot of high attack value, so rerolling ones is fantastic for stuff that has a lot of attacks. We chose the Invaders keyword just because it allows you to take some of these command traits of Skin Taker and an artifact of the Whip. We'll go into that more for fluff wise. Then we gave her 2 sword upgrades, giving her a total of 6 attacks for her 6 swords. Buffed each of the swords, gave her a little extra armor for chaos armor, and gave her an ability to ignore rend for 4 points. Next up, we'll go over the swords. The model itself has 6 swords. It has the old chaos mutation of multiple arms, which gives only +1 attack. Boosted her 5 to 6 or whatever. So I figured, 2 swords equals 6 attacks, which is, Slaanesh favorite number, would be the proper amount. And then basically to buff up it to 3 attacks by 3s by 4s, -1 2 damage, we gave it each sword a mighty weapon and a sharpened edge. One of the things I designed earlier and then figured out it doesn't work is, remember I said you gotta watch out for the Hedonite keyword. So only Hedonite Slaanesh units explode on 6s now, and if it's 20 or more models, get 3 hits per 6 or whatever. So it no longer works for the Anvil of Apotheosis, but still some of the items will, can be used because she's a hero of the host, and that's all it says. It doesn't say mortal or a Hedonite hero of the host or whatever, so it will clear that. Next up is her long snake body. We gave her the Whip of Subversion, in representing her, tail cracking like a whip or whatever. And at the end of combat, you can pick one enemy hero within 6 inches of the bearer, pick one of the melee weapons that is armed with, and then pick one other enemy unit within 3 inches. That unit suffers a number of mortal wounds equal to the unmodified attack characteristic of that weapon. Her upper torso, above the snake body, is covered in chaos armor. This gives her a 4+ armor save, so using the extra armor enhancement, pushing it up to a 4+. This will also help with her Elixir of Damnation, which is the poison that keeps her alive for all the centuries. So to make her more resilient, we made her ignore rend with that ability. And then also at the end of combat, if she slays a model with her attacks, you can heal up to D3 wounds, prolonging her life. Up next on our next Anvil of Apotheosis, we'll be going over a Savage Orc Big Boss on Boar. And there is one more rule that you thought I forgot, and that is her hatred toward Khorne. In doing so, I'm going to announce my first battle report that will be coming after this upcoming Anvil of Apotheosis, and that will be a Khorne vs. Slaanesh battle report. Thank you for joining us on this Grimdark Take 1 for an Anvil of Apotheosis. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and join us Tuesdays for our live broadcast on YouTube. Thanks.